This is 5 Minutes to Change Your Life. My name is Joanne Mallon. I'm an author and coach. I love helping people make wee changes that make a massive difference in their lives. Give me 5 minutes of your time today. Just might change your life. Hey, hello, welcome, and an extra big what about you for anybody who's new and joining our very special conga line here on Spotify, because I think we must have bounced into some lovely place in the Spotify algorithm. I don't know how that stuff works, to be honest with you, but I can see how many people are following the podcast on Spotify and, people trickle in. But this month, there's been 3 times more than usual new followers. So I don't know how it's happening, but it's brilliant. So wonderful. And thank you for being here. And if you are listening on Spotify, did you know that you can leave a rating on there if you want to? And I would be really, really grateful if you did, because these things do help a lot. Please support your independent creators. Thank you very much. Anyway, did you notice that it's only about 8 weeks until the end of the year? It's come around quickly, hasn't it? Before you know it, we're going to be into 2025, a whole quarter of a century since, you remember all the fuss about Y2K, the millennium bug. We all thought the world was going to collapse as soon as it ticked into the year 2000, and it didn't. So here we are, pretty much a quarter of a century later. So I just want you to consider the remaining chunk of this year. And then think yourself ahead to midnight on the 31st of December, 2024. Okay, it's not that far away. Think yourself ahead to New Year's Eve that's coming up, because that won't be too difficult, because you'll have experienced plenty of New Year's Eves before. You know what that looks like. You know what you like to do on a New Year's Eve, whether you're a party person or a go to bed early person or something in between. I am a stay up very late person on New Year's Eve, drunk and dancing by myself in the living room, 2 a.m. That is a fine way to see in the new year. I definitely recommend it. So just think yourself forward to the next New Year's Eve. It's coming up in a couple of months' time. And then ask yourself, how do I want to feel by the end of this year? How do I want to feel at the start of the next year coming in? Setting goals, leading with feelings, and naming those feelings. That's something I've been playing with recently, because I do think that wanting to feel differently is often what's at the foundation of so many of the goals that we set ourselves. We want to feel successful. We want to feel loved. We want to feel healthier. We want to feel more free. We want to feel like we're enough. We want to feel happy. Now, normally, setting and achieving goals is helped by being really, really super specific, because the thinking behind that goes that the more specific a goal is, the more likely it is to happen. So you probably come across the term SMART goals. Been around since 1981, that's when it was first coined. SMART is an acronym which stands for making your goals S for specific, measurable, assignable, that means you know who's responsible, realistic, and time related. So that's a very, very specific SMART goal, if you can say all those things about it. And I do think that it does help. If there's something that you want, to break it down like that and make it specific. Give it a timeline. Say what it means to you, because then you are aiming at something much clearer. But then sometimes people achieve their goals and they're surprised at how flat they feel afterwards. Writing a book, dropping 20 pounds, running a marathon, getting a new job. These are all great things to achieve, but it doesn't necessarily transform your life into some big fabulous nirvana that you might have thought that it would. Because we discover it was never about the thing. It was about how you thought the thing would make you feel. But because feelings are internal, they don't always change in the way we expect when we change something external, especially if we haven't acknowledged those feelings in the first place. So, whilst I do think it is a good idea to get as specific as you can on your goals, set those SMART goals, but be aware also of the feelings that are driving those goals and be honest with yourself about what those feelings are. So, what I'm asking you to do today is to identify the feelings and then work back from that into some more specific action that you can take. Identifying how you want to feel is the first step. And when you take that first step, then the next one will naturally appear. So, even if it's just a really simple one, like if you say you want on 31st of December this year to feel happier in yourself than you do today, well, then the next question might be, what would help you with that? And also, what's going on in your life right now that tells you you're not as happy as you'd like to be? What can you see that needs to change by the end of this year in order for you to feel the way you want to feel? So it is a simple question, but it has the potential to take you to some really deep and interesting places. So the next time you're journaling, or if you're just taking a walk, you want something to ponder on, ask yourself this: how do I want to feel by the end of this year? I talk to you soon. Hey, next week, I noticed that it's National Stress Awareness Day coming up, so I'm going to do a special episode all about that. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.